because this is a question everybody asks. I'm just teasing, okay? I mean, like, this is a struggle we all struggle with. What does it mean to do something with my life, right? Okay? Mm-hmm. I would go to something like the parable of the talents that says, okay, he's given you a few things. Number one, he's given you life, so you're alive. And then you want to think about, what am I doing with this time frame between birth and death to be productive in some way? To A, grow, and B, be a blessing to others. And you can do that in unlimited varied types of ways. The variations of ways you can do that are literally unlimited, okay? I teach Torah is one of the ways I do that. You know what? But when I have my water pipe break like it did the other day, having Harold as a plumber helped and was a blessing. So, I mean, it could be anything, right? If you need someone just to sit and listen because you're going through something, the person that's your friend of yours that's willing to sit and listen is a blessing. So you want to think about, what do I want to do with my life? Well, I think that we should, A, be growing as we transform into his image. So we want to grow, leveling up everything we can, okay? And B, do things that bless other people, okay?
Yeah, I don't know whether I should put this into context, but, well, maybe I should. You know, I went to the doctor, and she tells me, you know, anything that I wanted to do in my life, I've already done. But anyway, then, you know, my father's ringing the phone off the hook. And so finally I answered because I thought, well, maybe something's wrong. So I talked to him, and he says to me, you know, you need to move to Pennsylvania, get a job, buy a house, and buy a Suburban, and do something with your life. And
listen, you know, buying a Suburban really would be on my list of things you must do.
Right.
It seems odd to throw that in there. All right, go ahead.
And really, I don't know if any of those things are, how can I put it? Well, they certainly aren't on my short list, let me put it that way, of things I want to accomplish in my life, okay?
Then you don't need to worry about them. Look, if you are one of those people, and in some ways this can be a blessing, obviously it's not ideal, to find out that maybe time's running out, okay? But that could also be a blessing to focus a little bit on what do you want to do and what time you have, okay? And that means that you should not be influenced by anybody, but you should be interested in people's thoughts, counsel. So you got your father gave you some ideas. That doesn't mean you need to do what he said, but it's something you go, Then you go, wait a minute, none of that stuff's really on my short list. Then it's not stuff you need to be doing, okay?
Okay.
Because all of us need to understand that whether you're in Al's situation where he's been told, listen, if there's things you want to do, you better get them done, as opposed to, and by the way, Al will keep you in prayer, but the thing is, none of us knows what time we have anyway, okay? I mean, you could be here right now listening to somebody, Al didn't say this, let's say somebody's on here saying that he's that person with 6 weeks to live. Like we talked about that example where someone has 6 weeks to live, and you may be thinking, oh my gosh, and you know what? You might not live 6 weeks. They may outlive you. So let it all be a lesson to all of us. Be maximizing your time, okay? You know, time is that one commodity we don't get any more of. You can get more money, you can get more things, you can get more all kinds of, but you can get more health sometimes, right? You can improve things. You cannot get more time. Once it's gone, it's gone. You don't get more, okay? Unless you're Hezekiah, he got more, okay? But most people don't get more, all right? So, you know, so for you, Al, look, we're all in the same boat, okay? We all don't know, okay? You've been told yours might be a little shorter, which is why that's kind of encouraging you to get some things done. But none of us knows, so all of us should be considering, what do I need to do? There's 3 things to do, okay? 3 things, really. One is you want to be a blessing where you can. 2 is you want to be making sure that you're transforming by leveling everything up into him the best you can. And the last thing is, what are you leaving behind, okay? Are you preparing for those who you're leaving behind? Have you left them any kind of a legacy, even if it's just words of wisdom? I'm not saying you have to leave them a financial legacy. What are you leaving behind, okay? Because that's, what kind of mark did you make? I don't mean mark like you had to be some famous person. I mean, did you make them, you might have, let's say you changed one child's life of yours, because you have a bunch of children. What if you really did something that changed their life in a positive way? What if you impacted somebody that was a friend of yours, something you said or something you did for them changed everything, all right? What kind of an impact did you leave, okay? Maybe you were that willing ear to listen to the person that when nobody else would listen to them. And that day that they need, that maybe you saved them from all kinds of bad choices and decisions.